Oh, I'm Chris. This is the rear brake caliper taking off to change the pads on the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport ES with the 2.0 liter engine. For this, because it has the power brake line on it, I'll put the wrench, and my torque wrench has right or left, so you know which one's left. You always do left or loose. If you go right, you're gonna break a bolt or strip one out. I take this bolt off from the top wing that goes to this right, that goes to the middle part right here, and then I do the bottom too. And I'm using a socket that will go on bolts in case they're stripped. And then I just pull the middle part off, and that's the caliper. And the pads are right here, so I'll just take them out. I'll take these things off and clean them in a minute. But to make the caliper go in on this, you've had to find, they have a tool for it, but I'm cheap. So, and this wrench fits in between. All right, this is what happens when you go hillbilly and you're cheap and you don't get the tool that's supposed to fit in the thing to turn it to make the caliper go in. I'm hillbilly. Ha ha ha. But you can find a wrench that fits into the thing and take another one. You put it like this, or you can use a screwdriver, but this causes, it makes it where you can torque it more instead of just being, but you turn it clockwise to make the caliper go in. Oh man, and it sucks too, by the way. Mitsubishi, you all are awesome. It's almost in enough. See, now it's going in. That should probably be good enough. The next step is I take these are the old pads. They pop right out. You see, pretty wore down. She's a car destroyer. And that one's wore down. The rotors really aren't too bad. They're pretty much flat, but I think next time we do brake change, if she still has this car, we'll probably change those too. And to change those, you just take these two bolts off in the back, pull the whole thing off, and the rotor will pop right out. And you gotta clean these a little bit, so I just spray them with some brake cleaner. The pads, this one goes on the inside that has the thing, and this one goes here. But for the wings, you gotta, well, I call them wings, it's just right here. This is the only part that you put the brake grease. If you put it on the brake pads, your car will just slide until the grease wears off. But you do that and it makes it where it don't get friction and it don't make squeaky sounds. And then it just slides right like that. Do the same thing to the other one. Flip it around. A little bit more. And then this one will go in on the other side. You just flush them up against that. Against the rotor, and then you bring this down. Tighten them on with your fingers. You set your wrench to right, which is, see, it was left, now turn it to right. Righty is tighty. Rear brake pads for the 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander.